LG has always been one of those companies that have had their own unique take on smartphone trends. So while the whole world was going gaga over curved displays and foldable smartphones, LG on the other hand were working quietly on the LG G8X ThinQ. And now with the LG Wing, they are pushing the very boundaries of what can be defined as a smartphone. So hey guys, Amarto here from C4eTech, and in today's video, we are gonna be talking about everything you'd ever wanna know about the LG Wing. So if this video is something that has caught your eye, then please consider subscribing and turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now get started. At first glance, the LG Wing looks like just about any other smartphone out there, and I think that's one of the main advantages here. It looks like a normal smartphone, acts like a normal smartphone, heck, at just around 260 grams, it even weighs like a normal smartphone. That being said, at over 10.9mm thick, the LG Wing isn't what I'd call a sleek device. Now, in recent times, a chunkier phone has almost always been accompanied with a bigger battery. Unfortunately though, the capacity here is only 4000 mAh. So what's taking up all that space? This is. The top 6.8-inch POLED display on the LG Wing can swing out of the way to reveal the smaller 4-inch, well 3.8 to be exact, GOLED panel on the bottom half. Now, LG seems to be pushing a lot of productivity use cases with this second screen, but honestly, I don't know how much of it I really use in a day-to-day basis and what would end up being forgotten as just another software gimmick. Anyway, I'll reserve judgment on that till we manage to get our hands on one. Coming back to what we do know is that the top 6.8-inch POLED panel is actually running at Full HD+. And both these screens, that's the 6.8 and the 4-inch one, both are supposed to be running at the standard 60Hz. We do have a tiny sliver of bezels around the primary screen, but that's not enough to fit in a selfie shooter, which is why we get this, a 32-megapixel pop-up selfie camera. Now 2020 seems to have moved away from moving parts in general, favoring punch holes more than pop-up cameras. But then LG seems to have gone all in with two movable parts on the LG Wing. Now we haven't really heard any major physical faults with pop-up cameras over the last couple of years, so that tech seems to have proved itself. And as far as the screen swivel mechanism goes, LG says they have tested to last at least 200,000 times. To give you guys some perspective, at 100 openings and closings a day, the hinge mechanism here is good for more than 5.5 years. So the internal on the LG Wing are far more likely to give up on you before the display mechanism is. After all, what we have here is a Snapdragon 765G. It's one of those upper mid-range processors, but for a phone that costs upwards of $1,000 US, I'm kinda disappointed by the lack of a flagship processor. On the memory side of things, we are looking at 8 gigs of RAM with 128 or 256 gigs of internal storage. The internal storage here is something that's region dependent. Anyway, one of the benefits of using the 765G is that the LG Wing comes with 5G capabilities. And thanks to it not being a power-hungry flagship chip like the 865, the LG Wing can still somehow manage with a 4000 mAh battery. Yeah, battery life is going to be an area of concern for the LG Wing. 4000 mAh seems just too little for a 5G dual screen, 1.5x screen device. Anyway, as far as charging is concerned, LG has kitted out the LG Wing with 25-watt fast charging. Unfortunately though, there is no wireless charging on board here. Let's now shift focus and take a look at some of the cool software features that can really take advantage of all the brand new hardware innovations on board the LG Wing. Now one aspect that LG seems to be heavily pushing us into is the media experience here. So with the built-in software, we can split up our YouTube video into two screens. The big screen plays the video, while the smaller square screen has the media controls. It also serves as a secondary screen to quickly reply to messages or work on something else, maybe like a browser. Similarly, the second screen can also come in useful while gaming. Some compatible games like Asphalt 9 uses the smaller screen to display the map, and honestly, as more and more devs integrate the second screen into their app behavior, the possibilities here are endless. With that being said, to see the biggest advantage of having a T-shaped display, we actually have to jump into the optics. So we have a triple camera setup here, 64 megapixel primary coupled with a 13 megapixel ultra wide, and finally a 12 megapixel secondary ultra wide camera that has bigger pixels. Now this is the sensor we were talking about earlier. When shooting videos with the displays in T mode, we can use the LG Wing to capture smooth footage. There's an inbuilt gimbal function here that LG has been teasing. According to the renders, it seems like we would have quite a lot of freedom of motion on the gimbal form. There's a joystick on the second screen that we can use to control the motion of the camera. Other than that, the LG Wing can also pan, follow a person through a video, pan and follow them automatically, and basically kind of have the functionality that reminds me of the Asus 6Z. Other than the gimbal and slow motion video recording, we also have dual recording. This uses the front and back cameras to record at the same time. There are a bunch of other AI features here like ASMR recording, voice bokeh, and finally video depth control, basically portrait video capture. Overall, LG seems to have gone all in with the Wing, and I'm excited to see exactly how this one turns out. Now a big factor here is going to be the pricing, and that's something LG hasn't revealed yet. What we do know thus far is that the phone is gonna cost about $1,000 US. And that for me is frankly a worrying sign. While the design and hardware on the LG Wing is truly innovative and one of a kind, the internals here certainly fall short of what we expect from a flagship device. So has LG done enough here with the looks and design to convince you to spend more than $1,000 US in getting a T-shaped smartphone? Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, if you have any questions about the LG Wing, then feel free to leave them in the comments. Also, do hit like, share and subscribe to C4E Tech. And oh, if you haven't yet, then hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time a new video goes live on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching till the end, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.